Hey guys, Ogi-san here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And I just want to talk to you guys about some of the stuff coming to D4 later this year. As the campfire chat that did happen at BLIZZCON, we're just going to cover the recap of that. So we've got stuff about the expansion, but mainly we have these events coming up pretty soon. The Zers event, we've got, it's pretty much like Greater Rift 2.0 is what I'm going to dub it. It's like D4's version of Greater Rifts. And then we did get the Malignant Rings today. So there is, I'm going to show you guys all of those today. That just plot twist, the Sork one is absolutely amazing. The stats on that thing is insane, and just the buff itself is really good. And then later on we are getting a Midwinter Blight as well. I believe that's starting on December 12th or something like that. I will cover all of that in this video, so if that sounds good to you, then stick around for the video. Without further ado, let's just hop straight into it. This is the recap. I will have this link down below in the description for you guys. Go ahead and read it at your own pace. So without further ado, what have we got? Campfire chat recap. We got the first expansion, Vessel of Hatred. We're not too interested in this right now because this is only stated to release late next year, so it's probably going to be quite a while before we get any more news on that. But for a lot of D2 fans, descending deep into the jungles of Nahantu. So yep, I know that place is very famous for a lot of people that have played a lot of D2, as that's where the Haradrim were born pretty much, or like where they started. So going to be pretty interesting to see how they get that. Hopefully they get it right, because if they don't, I believe a lot of people are probably going to be mad about that with fans. So we'll see how they get this all done. But from the little trailer, I think it's like up on the other video. You can go have a look at that. Look pretty cool, so interesting with them. Now this is what I am a little bit more interested in. Season of Blood, Malignant Rings, and the Abattoir of Zur. This is what I'm most interested for. It's going to be like some new event pretty much, where we can go ahead and test our level 100 characters, like the Ball Lightning, the Rogue Build, all that stuff. I can't wait to put it to the test through the ads. It's going to be pretty challenging. They did say this is going to be like pinnacle level of content, and from all the footage I've seen from it, it's pretty much going to be Greater Rifts. I will be making another video pretty soon as well on how to start preparing for that, because there is a little bit of prereqs you got to do before you can actually get into it. So let's have a little read down below. Yeah, a bloody challenge awaits the Arbiter of Zur, blah 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 blah. Holy powers, the season Malignant arrive in next update. So this is the one we got today. Unique Malignant Rings. Let's have a look at this one. This is the Rogue Ring, and then the Sork Ring. Look at that. We have cooldown reduction on a ring. That's pretty insane. And then for each type of elemental damage you deal, you gain damage increase for 4 seconds. Dealing elemental damage refreshes all bonuses. It's pretty easy to get 4 of these procced on your Sork and have them up all the time, as we can do electric damage, fire damage, and cold damage pretty easily. And then there's a vampire power as well. I believe it's called Pox, where you can actually trigger the poison, and then you get 4 stacks. And as long as you do any one of those elements, it's going to refresh the stack over and over. Really, really strong. The Rogue one, I'm not that impressed with it. The stats, not that great either, but it is there to go try it out. I haven't tried it out on my Rogue yet. I've only gotten the one on my Sork so far. We come further down here. I believe the Barb one is really good. And then this one over here is the Druid one, just pulls everything in, like the Inexorable Force or Will, or whatever it was called in Season 1, where it like pulls them in when you use your ultimate. This doesn't actually happen all the time though, just when casting an ultimate skill, and again 5 seconds after. So the first time you hit your ultimate, so that's Grizzly Rage, you go into it, it's going to pull them into you. It's going to do an explosion as well depending on your willpower, but we don't really care too much about the damage. And then 5 seconds afterwards, it's going to pull them in again. It does have ultimate skill cooldown reduction, so that is really nice. The Barb one is actually really good, as it works with a lot of their like overpower critical strike builds. I believe it's going to be super good for them, as well as the stats are pretty decent. And then the Necro one is also very good quality of life. It's pretty much just going to cast all your corpse skills for you, which was honestly, I made a Necro last season, was the most fun I've ever had on a Necro, just being able to like cast all these skills without even having to do them myself. And then it does have ranks to all your corpse skills. Honestly, the stats on this one is pretty lackluster, but nonetheless it is really nice just to have that, you know, quality of life over there on the Necro. Let's go back over there during Season of Blood. Okay, we've seen all this, blah blah blah, grueling. Okay, so the Arbiter of Zur is from December 5 to January 23. After completing the final tier of the season journey, enter the Visceral Chamber channel to push your vampiric powers to the ultimate limit with the seasonal event. The Arbiter of Zur is an ultimate challenge. It's a recommendation to use only your best spells and characters that are at the pinnacle of their power level at level 100. Note that all rewards earned in Arbiter of Zur last until the end of the Season of Blood. So I guess there's going to be some stuff like they did mention. There's going to be a glyph that goes up to level 200. I mean, it's a really, really strong glyph, and I'm assuming that since they did say that, it's only going to last until the end of the season. so we won't actually be getting that glyph in season 3 is what I understand from that. But like I said, I'm going to make a full video covering completely all that I know about this. So what we know so far, just to cap over or recap, however you guys English, I know my English is great, is you need to finish the final tier of the season journey. And then obviously you want to be at level 100 and you want to try and get all your glyphs leveled up as well. And then kind of decide which glyph you're going to replace with the other glyph. I'll also in the next video I make about this, I'll cover the glyph itself so you know like what stats it gives and how the glyph actually levels up. And then we move on. A chill descends onto Sanctuary with the Midwinter Blight. So this is an event coming, managed for rounds of December 12th to January 2nd. Cull the cursed fiends and stay vigilant in the case you receive an untimely visit from the red cloaked horror. So the red cloak reindeer over there, ready for you to go blow up. I wonder what we'll actually get from there. I did see that they will have a lot of cosmetics. So we'll see if it's only cosmetics or if we get other stuff as well. But it's interesting that we get a little like a Christmas event there to go ahead and try out. And then we got the weekly leaderboards, the gauntlet. So this is in season of the unknown text. This is going to be season 3. We don't know what that stands for yet. We will be getting the gauntlet added, which is like a new weekly challenge dungeon. And then you're going to have the Hall of Ancients, which is going to be like the Hall of Fame or your name. Pretty much the leaderboard that's going to be there permanently. So during the week, you can go through the gauntlet and try and increase your scores and get better at it. And then at the end of the week, whoever has the highest scores, it's probably going to be like the top 100 or the top 1000 players for each class, or like 2-mans, 3-mans, 4-mans. Kind of something similar to D3 with the, what do you call it, Greater Rifts. It's just going to be the gauntlet. And then you can actually get your name up in the Hall of Ancients to be there and always be there. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Don't know much about that, but definitely make a video about that once we do know more about it. Arriving the next season in January, the gauntlet will test your skills. Yes. We just went through this, where a potent combination of mastery and skill achieve high score. Those when to collect proofs of might to continue the overall scores. Pretty much like a Greater Rift where you pick up those little progress orbs, and the proofs of might will then give you a score. Interesting over there. Season of Blood, Arbiter of Xur Journey. So this will be the like how you go, the flowchart of doing things. So you complete the final season journey, you get the recipe forged, tier 1, player crafts it and use it, and you complete the tier 1 dungeon. Then you move up to these 3 steps, it will drop the new Paragon glyph, so the one that levels up to level 100, if you don't have one yet. And then you also unlock the recipe to craft tier 2, so you can move on to tier 2. And then the dungeon drops Uber Nightmare Dungeon upgrade totems, which give you a load of XP. I'm going to assume that pretty much levels up to 15, 21 really fast. It's going to be a really good way to level up some of your other glyphs, or maybe your glyphs if you don't have them at 15 or 21 yet. So you can use them there to upgrade. You can go to level 2 over there, and then you complete the tier 2 dungeon up there, and then you move on to this. So it'll drop the glyph if you don't have it. Unlock the recipe to craft the Bloodforce Sigil tier N. I'm guessing that's like the highest tier, tier 1, 2, and then N. Dungeon drops Uber Nightmare upgrade totem, so you can use the totem. And then over there, you craft and use the Bloodforce Sigil tier N key. And then you go back around to 2. So I guess 2 will drop you on to go to, N will drop you on to go to 2, and 2 will drop you on to go to N. So you can just like do them back and forth over and over. Or they might even have like going up. I believe they said there was like 25 levels. So I guess N just means like new, maybe the next key. Also, we'll see how that all goes. And we come on down, weekly leaderboards. We read through all this, and this is just like the little, like a little thing to show you everything. So that's what we've already got. We got the new boss ladder, we got faster experience, increased power level items, quality of life improvements. And then patch 1.2.2, we got the Malignant Rings, which was today. And then on December 5th is when we'll be getting the big one over there with the Arbiter of Xur, which I will cover in my next video. And then the Midwinter Blight is the holiday event over there on the 12th. And Season of the Unnamed is obviously going to start in like I think the 17th of January or somewhere around there in January, because that's when our current season ends, somewhere in January. But that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful and you're excited to go ahead and test out the Xur thingy. I'm excited to see that, as I really just love Greater Rifts. We can just go in there and just murder monsters, like massacre them all, and just not have to worry about objectives. Just go in there, test out your build, blow everything up, have fun. That's how I like to play it. And I will see you guys in Sanctuary. If you liked the video, please drop a like and a sub. It helps me out so much. And I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Hockey saying out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the